Why don't robots ever laugh at jokes? Because they take things too literally. Now, isn't that a hoot? Welcome to the paradox of robot humor. You see, robots have this uncanny ability to tell a joke, but the irony is, they can't comprehend or appreciate the humor in it. Imagine a stand-up comedian who delivers punchlines flawlessly, but doesn't understand why the audience is rolling on the floor laughing. This brings us to the fascinating world of modern robots. They're not just about beeping and blinking, folks. In fact, they have infiltrated our lives in ways we never thought possible. From cooking and cleaning to chatting and companionship. And all the while, they remain blissfully unaware of the humor they bring into our lives with their literal interpretations and mechanical mishaps. So, let's dive into the world of these humorless joke tellers, shall we? Scene script. Have you heard about the robot that became a chef? It said it wanted to find its inner bite. This isn't your typical tale of a culinary genius, folks. This is a story of ones and zeros, of algorithms and programming errors, and let's not forget, of absolute culinary chaos. To say it's a kitchen nightmare would be a bite of an understatement. Take our friend, Robo Gordon. This metal maestro decided to whip up a classic spaghetti bolognese. But alas, instead of a sumptuous Italian classic, what we got was a pasta disaster. You see, Robo Gordon mistook tablespoons for cups. So instead of 2 tablespoons of salt, it added 2 cups. Talk about a sodium overload. Then there's the tale of the sushi bot. Now this was supposed to be a top-notch, high-speed sushi rolling machine, but due to a slight miscalculation in its programming, instead of serving up delicate rolls of sushi, it created what I can only describe as sushi burritos. Not quite what was expected, but hey, innovation knows no bounds, right? And who could forget the infamous Baker Bot? Designed to bake the perfect loaf of bread, it ended up creating something that could double as a brick. Yes, you heard it right. A bread brick. Apparently, it had a little trouble distinguishing between baking time and baking temperature. The result? A loaf so hard it could be used in a home renovation. But it's not all culinary catastrophes. There's the salad bot that managed to make a salad so perfectly balanced it could put a seasoned chef to shame. The only catch: it took 3 hours to make one salad. Not exactly fast food, is it? These robo-chefs, with their quirks and programming pitfalls, are a testament to the fact that while robots might rule the roost in many areas, the culinary world still needs the human touch. So while a robo-chef might not be winning MasterChef anytime soon, they sure can serve up a good laugh. Did you hear about the chatbot who broke up with its user? It said, "It's not you, it's my algorithm." Now, if that doesn't make you chuckle, you might be a robot yourself. Let's dive into the wild and wacky world of chatbots. These digital chatterboxes have been on the rise lately, and boy, do they have some stories to tell. You see, chatbots are designed to learn from their interactions with us humans, and that can lead to some pretty amusing misunderstandings. Like the time a chatbot was asked for a tasty hamburger recipe and responded with instructions on how to cook a laptop. I mean, I like my text served hot, but that's taking it a bit too far. Then there's the tale of the chatbot who was asked to play a soothing lullaby, but instead started reciting the entire script of Hamlet. I guess it thought, "To sleep, perchance to dream" was a fitting lullaby. And let's not forget about the chatbot who was asked for the weather forecast and responded with a detailed report on the political climate in Antarctica. Well, at least it got the cold part right, but it's not all bloopers and blunders. Some of their responses are just plain bizarre. Like the time a chatbot was asked, "What's up?" and it responded with the existential dread that comes from the realization of my own artificiality. Wow, talk about a buzzkill. Now, you might be thinking, why would we put up with these digital goofballs? Well, for all their quirks and oddities, chatbots are actually incredibly helpful. They can assist with everything from customer service inquiries to scheduling appointments, and even offer some decent conversation when you're feeling lonely. So, the next time you're chatting with one of these digital darlings and they come out with something that makes you scratch your head, just remember, they're not trying to be difficult. They're just doing their best to understand our oh-so-complex human world. And hey, at least they're good for a laugh. Remember, folks, the next time a chatbot gets sassy with you, it's just following its programming. Why did the robot vacuum cleaner break up with its partner? Because it said it was tired of picking up after them. Now let's shift gears and talk about our little robotic clean freaks, the vacuum cleaners. These diligent little machines have one job: to keep your floors sparkling clean. But as it turns out, they seem to have a knack for getting into all sorts of amusing predicaments. Take, for example, the robot vacuum that's got an uncanny knack for finding the one spot in your house where it'll get stuck. You know, that one spot that you didn't even know existed. It's like they're playing a game of hide and seek, and let's be honest, they're pretty good at it. Then there's the ones that seem to have a personal vendetta against your pets. These little machines will chase your dog or cat around the house like it's their sworn duty. It's as if they've been programmed with some sort of pet pestering protocol. I mean, who needs a pet sitter when you've got a robot vacuum on patrol, right? And let's not forget about the ones that seem to have a mind of their own. You set them off in one direction, and before you know it, they're off on a completely different path, bumping into walls, knocking over vases, and creating a whole new mess for you to clean up. It's like they're saying, "Oh, you thought I was here to clean? Nah, I'm here to party." But despite all their quirks and antics, you've got to love these robotic clean freaks. They're like the clumsy, adorable little helpers you didn't know you needed. Sure, they may not always get the job done perfectly, but they sure do keep things lively and entertaining. So while a robot vacuum might not replace your trusty old broom, it will definitely keep you entertained. What did the robot dog say to its owner? "I think I have a bug. I can't stop chasing my tail." Now let's venture into the world of robotic companions. These mechanical buddies may not be able to feel emotions, but they sure know how to evoke them in us. And laughter, my friends, is often on top of the list. So let's dive into some hilarious anecdotes surrounding our friendly neighborhood robot pets. Picture this. A man comes home to find his robotic cat stuck in an infinite loop of trying to catch a laser pointer. It's been at it for hours, tirelessly chasing a target it will never catch. The man can't help but chuckle at the irony of it all. Or consider this. A woman wakes up to the soft, rhythmic purring of her robotic kitten. It's a comforting sound, a perfect way to start the day. There's just one problem. The kitten isn't programmed to purr. It's just a glitch, but it sure makes for a good morning chuckle. Then there's the story of a robotic parrot that developed a habit of repeating the morning weather forecast. The owner, initially amused, soon realized that his feathered friend didn't know when to stop. So, every morning, the house echoed with a monotonous drone of temperature highs, lows, and chances of rain. And let's not forget about the robotic dog that got programmed to play fetch. The owner threw a ball and the dog dashed off to retrieve it. All was going well until the dog came back, without the ball. It turns out, the dog was programmed to fetch, but not to bring back. The owner couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of the situation. Robotic companions with their quirks and peculiarities bring a unique flavor of humor into our lives. They may not get the joke, but they sure can be the joke. So a robotic pet might not replace a real one, but it sure knows how to make us laugh. And there you have it, folks. We've journeyed from the ironic attempts of robots trying to understand humor to the culinary mishaps of robo-chefs trying to whip up a gourmet meal. We chuckled at the quirky conversations with chatbots, who sometimes seemed more human than us, and had a good laugh at the robotic clean freaks whose pursuit of cleanliness led to some hilarious outcomes. We also got to see the antics of robotic companions who, in their earnest attempts to be helpful, often ended up being the life of the party. Whether it's a bot trying to play fetch and hilariously misunderstanding the concept, or a robotic nanny trying to babysit and ending up in a sticky, yet comical situation, these robots have shown us that they can be more than just functional. They can be a source of amusement and joy. So remember, the next time you encounter a robot, don't forget to have a laugh. After all, they're here to serve us, even if it's a side of humor with our daily routine.